Hi guys and welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you 3 different Revlon products. One is a new eyebrow fiber filler. One is the Revlon Colorstay Light Cover Foundation, and also a new primer that they just released. This one is the mattifying and pore reducing primer. They had, I think, 3 different types of primers for different types of skin. I just chose to get the mattifying and pore reducing one just to see if it really would work on my big pores. So if you would like to see what happens with these 3 products, then keep on watching. So the first product I'm going to be trying out is the Revlon Colorstay Brow Fiber Filler. This is in the clear brow filler. They had several different shades and they did not have an auburn or red toned one, so I just went for the clear. I do want to say I did put this on the first day I got it, which was a couple days ago, because this is supposed to keep your brows locked and loaded for, I think, 2 days. So I'm like, okay, let me give this a shot, see, you know, if anything kind of happens. That way I would have more to say when I filmed this. When I first started to apply it, I'm like, oh, this is good. I like this. So I put a coat on this brow and then went over to this brow, put it on, and then went back to this brow, and it was getting a little hard. I wanted to build it up a little bit and did the same thing to this brow. In the end, my brows look good. I was able to brush the hairs up. However, when I went to look in the mirror a couple minutes later, I had all this white flaky stuff on my brows. It had this weird coating. My brows looked like I had dandruff on it. It looked like some weird glue type situation going on my brows. I'll put it on again today because I think it's safe to say it's going to happen again, but just for you guys to see how this product goes. It does have a unique type of brush. It has short bristles on this side and then bristles from here up on this side. And the other thing I found with this, I had to keep dipping in and getting product. So when you just, when it's in here and you pull out once, you get a decent amount of product, but not enough, in my opinion, not enough to do your full brow in one swipe. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go ahead and start to put this on my brow. And I think what I want to do today is try to just get my brow, do them one by one so that the product is still wet or tacky, so that it doesn't have a full chance to dry. Because maybe that was my problem, is that I let it kind of dry down and then went over the product when it was already dry. So, it's lifting and kind of doing its thing, but I feel like I can already see the little white things starting to form. Hopefully you can tell the difference in my brows. You can see that it lifted it up a little bit, but I want you to be able to see, hopefully, the little white parts in the brow. Let me go ahead and put this on my other brow. I'm wondering if the colored ones would leave that residue on it, because to me, the common sense would tell me no. If I run my finger across my brows, it feels like glue. Like I just glued my brows down, like I'm about to cover them up for like a Halloween look or something. That's just what it reminds me of. I will say it was hard to get the product out. When I was trying to get it out of my brows, it was like, no, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing and locking your brows down. The formula for me is definitely meant to stay, for sure. It's just, I think I would like it more if it wasn't this white type of, if it was actually clear. To me, it's not clear. So if you have very dark brows, I'm wondering if it would even look worse on you. I think I might leave you in this close. This is really close and I'm kind of insecure right now. But I think I want to leave you in this close just for the application of these 2 other products. And sorry if I keep looking over in my viewfinder, because for some reason, my camera doesn't want to focus on me today. So now I'm going to be putting on the primer. This is the Revlon Photo Ready Plus Prime Mattifying and Pore Reducing Primer. Like I said before, they had different types, different formulas for whatever skin type you have, what you're looking for. I almost got the brightening one, but I was like, nah, let's try this one. So it has a pump, which is nice. I'm just going to be pumping out. I'm going to try just one pump, maybe. Come on, let's go. Are you coming? Really? Oh, I hear something. Okay, here it is. That's what it looks like when it came out. I just kind of want to place it right here. Don't mind my nails. I just took them all off. I need to redo them. They look atrocious. I just haven't gotten a chance to get to them. So I want to just apply it basically in my T-zone, since this is a mattifying plus pore reducing. I didn't realize how long my lashes are. These lashes look crazy. I actually like the feel of this. I don't know if it really did anything for my pores. Maybe like a little bit, but I do feel like it mattified me for sure. So now for the start of the show, I'm going to be using the Revlon Colorstay Light Cover Foundation. It's in the title of the foundation, light color. So I'm thinking it's safe to say this is going to be like a tinted moisturizer type of situation. I have a lot of friends that have joined the party. They were uninvited, but they are here. They're not leaving, especially this one. All right, so I don't know if you can hear it. Very liquidy. So this is a natural finish. It has SPF of 35 in it, claims to have a 12-hour wear. Mine is in the shade Porcelain, and this is in 1 fluid ounces, which is typically a standard amount of foundation that you get. This is my L'Oreal Infallible. Now you can tell the difference. It looks quite small compared to it, but this one's just shorter and fatter, whereas this one's just taller and skinnier, but it's the same amount of product. So on Revlon's website, it says it's a no makeup face makeup that truly lasts. It's a long wear fluid foundation with buildable coverage that looks flawless and feels fresh for 12 hours. It's lightweight, evens out complexions with a range of adaptable shades that disappear into most skin tones, hydrates all day with an SPF of 35. Boosts skin's hydration by 56%. Is a squeezable bottle for mess-free application. Free from parabens, phthalates, fragrance, and mineral oil, and is available in 12 shades, which to me 12 shades is terrible. So it says just shake bottle well, no brush, no problem, apply with fingertips. I think that's the thing people love doing now. And that the formula is buildable. So let's get this bitch on my face. So mine is in the shade 130 Porcelain. This is the lightest shade that they have. It twists off and then again has a little squeezy tube. So I'm going to put some on the back of my hand. As you can see, it is very liquidy and it's just running down my hand. So I'm going to take some of this and dot it on my face just like they tell me to do. I'm going to take my e.l.f. Complexion Duo brush and just start this side with a brush. I always think that with a very liquidy type of foundation, I always seem to like it better with a sponge because I usually get brush strokes, but this actually, it's thicker than I expected. It sounds liquidy, but actually it is thicker than I expected. And it blends really nice with a brush. This shade, once blended out, is actually a pretty good match. Now let me go ahead and take my beauty blender and just blend it out on this side. Oh no, so that eyebrow stuff, do you see this right here? With the foundation going over it right here, you can totally see that. And it does, it looks like glue on my face. Oh boy. Oh my God. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, we're going to have to get through this review knowing that because it did it on this side too. And look at this. So this has got to be from the primer. Look at my nose right here. See it like looks like there's something literally on my face. What is that? It is not laying over that primer good at all. It's like rubbing off. Look at that. Oh God, I hope you can see that. Right here. Like it's like rubbing off. That is terrible. Yeah, look at my freaking chin right here. Yeah, this does not look good over this primer. I'm blaming the primer. Let me wipe this off. And I'm going to use a primer that I know. Let me get my things together here. Okay, I am back. Got that off my face, and then I put my moisturizer back on, and then put on the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I know this primer. It's a great primer. Kind of the same concept as that Revlon primer. So that's what I have on my face. So I'm just going to put some on the back of my hand and start to put it on this side. Typically, I think we all know when we use a brush, we get a little more coverage than if we use a beauty sponge, because the sponge is going to soak up some of that product, which is fine. I'm not always trying to go for a super crazy full coverage all the time, especially since my skin's getting so much better. So I can still see all my freckles. It does give a very nice, just pretty skin moment, which I like that. It is very light. I don't feel like I have a lot of makeup on my face. I just get worried because it does have the SPF in it, if it's going to make me oily. So it definitely did even out my complexion, and I do think it is a good match. It took away a lot of the redness that I have in my face. So I think it looks really good. And it does feel super hydrating. So I think I'm going to go ahead and use my beauty blender on this side and see if it can cover up this big bad boy right here. I actually think it covered it up pretty well along with these down here. I will go in a second and see if I can build this up, because I know a lot of people want to see how much a product can build up. But for what it looks like right now, I really think it's very, very pretty on the skin. I'm just trying to estimate how much I use. That's the one thing I don't like about not having a pump, because I could get uneven amounts on each side, but I'm just going to try and do my best here. Just kind of pat it all over my skin and then see if I can build this up. So I think it built up a little bit, not a lot. I didn't use a ton of product, but I think it did build it up a little bit. It's definitely not full coverage. I would say I'm at about a medium coverage at this point. I can definitely see a lot less of my freckles now. So yeah, it definitely covered more than I thought that it would. So now what I'm going to do is do the rest of my makeup, come back on camera, let you see what it looks like, and then I will start on the wear test. So I will be back. Okay, now I have my makeup on. Everything laid really, really nice on the foundation. It doesn't look cakey. I can still see a lot of my texture, but that's to be expected. You can cover up redness, but you can't really cover up texture. But it did cover up the redness very well. I do have a little bit of highlight on, but I didn't want to overdo it. But there is a little bit of highlight on my skin, so you're getting a little bit of that kind of dewy looking skin from the highlight, but the foundation itself also gave a little bit of that on its own. As of right now, I think everything looks really good. I don't have any complaints. So I do want to go ahead and get this wear test started. We're at about 10 a.m. right now. And I want to give this about a 6 to 7 hour wear time to see if I get oily, how it wears, if it breaks up, all that kind of stuff that we look for when it comes to a foundation. I did run some Anastasia Beverly Hills clear brow gel in my eyebrows. I'm at home today in my robe, not going anywhere. So I was just like, you know what? Let's just let my normal natural brows live, even though they're not great, but that's all I did to my brows. So just like all my other reviews, I'm only going to come back on camera if there's some changes, I'm starting to notice some things. If I don't and I come back in 6-7 hours without any check-ins, then basically it looks almost the same. So I'll either see you 1 or 2 more times today. So let me go ahead and get this day started and I will see you soon. Okay guys, so I am about 7 hours into this wear test. I did not come back throughout the day because there really wasn't much change. However, now I notice a couple of things, so I'm going to zoom you in so you can see for yourself. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I woke up from a nap about 15 minutes ago, so my voice is super raspy, I'm super stuffy, but I did not want to blow my nose because this is not transfer proof, and it never claimed to be transfer proof, so I definitely do notice some like little pillow streaky things over here. It's very faint. Like I said, I've been up about 15 or so minutes, but there's a little bit of an indentation there, but I can definitely tell that it kind of came off some. Also on my nose, which is super weird, I know, you can see a crease right here on the side of my nose. Just right there. Right here, it's rubbed off. And then right there again, where my nostril is. I did eat some tacos earlier, so I'm sure that had a lot to do with it. And I'm so used to not wearing makeup, so I touched my nose without even thinking. My forehead wrinkle is super prominent from just me being expressive like that, you know? I do think that it would need maybe a better primer, especially around the nose. I feel like I'm a tad bit oily in my T-zone, but not overly oily to where it looks, you know, looks crazy. It just a little more dew than I would probably want. Probably would need to use a more mattifying primer and maybe just set it better or set it more. I don't know if I've ever had the camera up so close in a review. That was nerve-wracking. I like the coverage, the claims of the foundation. I feel like our true, again, feels very lightweight. It did last other than, you know, it not being transfer proof and me getting a little bit dewy. I feel like I can work with that. Now, the other 2 products were a big time no for me. This is an absolutely not. At least the clear brow filler, fiber brow gel, the clear brow gel, and the primer. You guys seen what happened. That was crazy. So maybe, I don't know. I really can't explain why that happened. I've done absolutely nothing different with my like skin prep before makeup. So I don't know about that. Typically, makeup brands formulate their products to work better with each other, so it just seemed odd that it didn't really work with its foundation that it was basically released with, you know what I mean? Those 2 products are no. I think if you like a more light to medium type of a buildable coverage, I think you might like this. However, with the shade range, I don't know if you could find a shade. Again, this is the lightest shade that they offer, and only having 12 shades is quite disappointing. But you know, we're going into spring and summer, and a lot of people like the light coverage, so maybe even mixing this into your moisturizer or something like that, just to give a little bit of a tint to the face. That might be super, super pretty too. I might actually try that. The foundation that I can think of that kind of has the same concept as the CoverGirl Clean Fresh. I love this, but I do love this as a mixer. I love mixing this actually with the L'Oreal Infallible. These 2 work together beautifully. So maybe that's something you could try too, just mixing it into your favorite foundation. Maybe to give it a little bit of a creamier, thinner consistency as we kind of get into the warmer temperatures. That could always be an option for you. But for me, I always say give something a shot. What works for me might not work for you and vice versa. I mean, you can always return it. All right, guys, that is it for me reviewing all 3 of these products. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I would really, really appreciate it. And I will see you guys on my next one. Thanks for watching.